Are you in there? It's your music teacher. She's back. Anybody else losing their mind? Because I totally am. All right, so let's kind of review what we have learned up to this point. And let me fix the stand here. Okay. Up to this point, we have talked about the treble clef, the bass clef, the staves, the lines and spaces, the names of the lines and spaces, what a time signature is, how to tell what a time signature does. We've talked about bar lines. We've talked about measures. We've talked about the quarter note, the half note, the dotted half note, the whole note, and we have talked about what the heck a dot does. We have done algebra, people. All right, so now we're moving on to the next step, which is, all right, we know where to play. Now, how do we know when to shush? All right, so this is where rests come in. All right, so I'm gonna make a little chart over here. For every note we have, it has a cousin that's a rest, okay? A rest is a musician's way of saying shh. Okay, this is not where you play, all right? So, for a note, we've got, what's this? I'll give you a second. It's a quarter note. Yes, it gets one beat in 4/4 time. All of these are in 4/4 time, by the way. The rest for a quarter, also known as a quarter rest, looks something like that. It looks a little different once it's printed. Obviously, handwriting is not going to look the same thing as a computer. But these both get one beat. You play for one beat, and then you shush for one beat. All right? So now we've got a half note. Half note gets how many beats? You got it, 2. Also in 4/4 time. I'm going to make that note up here. All of these are in 4/4 time. Okay? A half rest looks like that. Okay? You play for 2 beats, meaning that you hold it down for 2 beats. And this one means that you basically shut up for 2 beats, right? Okay. So, we already talked about the dotted half note. Okay, which gets 3 beats. And if you're still concerned about the dot, go back, look at my previous video, and hopefully it'll start to make sense to you a little bit, over time. And then we have the same way that the half note has a dot next to it, but it's still a half note. The half rest has a dot next to it, but it's still a half rest. Okay? So now we're going on to the whole note. Okay? And the whole rest. So called the whole note because it takes up the whole measure. Okay? In 4/4 time, you hold this for 4 beats, meaning that you let the string ring for all 4 beats before the sound is interrupted, or you hold down the key on a piano for 4 beats before you let go of that key, or if you're singing, you keep the note going for 4 beats before you cut off and stop. Same thing with this. This means to shut up for 4 beats, okay? So, this all looks kind of sort of confusing, especially when it comes to these things, because they all look alike, okay? Up to this point, I'm only going like whole beats and then up, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Later on, we'll get into like what a half beat is, an 8th note, and all that stuff, but we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to start with 1, 2, 3, and 4, all right? So let's examine a little bit more about the half rests and the whole rest, okay, and how I remember them. So I need where'd my rag go? All right, here we go. So, okay, need some washing juice here. All right, yeah. Woo! So, we've got a half rest over here. Okay? Half rest. Isn't it lovely? Here we have a whole rest. Isn't it lovely? Okay? One is sitting on top of a line, and then the other one is hanging below the line. Okay? So this is the way that I remember the difference between one and the other when I was learning it. I'm going to talk about this before I even start putting them on a staff for y'all to see. Half sounds a lot like the word hat to me, all right? So I think of this guy or girl wearing a hat. Yay! Hat. Half. They sound kind of alike. Okay, not exactly, but enough alike that you should probably be able to roll with where I'm going here. Okay, so hat, half. This means you shut up for 2 beats. Okay, you don't do anything for 2 beats. All right, now we come to the whole rest. We know that when we look at a whole note from the top looking down, it looks like a hole in the ground, okay? It looks like its name. It looks like a hole, all right? I like to think of this as the top view, and then this as the side view, okay? Not this guy. He's not under quarantine. He's having a grand old time. Let's put a little smiley face on him. Let's give him a cup of coffee. Why the heck not? He's minding his own business until he comes across a hole in the ground. Maybe somebody left the manhole off or something like that, and he falls in the hole, okay? So, top view of a whole note, side view of a whole rest. And hat sounds like half. Half, hat, hat, half. And then whole, side view, whole, top view. All right, so let's put these 2 suckers on a staff, and then I myself will take a rest and shut up for more than a whole measure. Oh, that was cheesy, I know. We're all tired. So, let's draw a staff up here, shall we? How many lines does the staff have? 5, yes, thank you. Because, of course, you guys actually answered that out loud, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I did not use a ruler this time because meh. So, we've got a staff happening over here, all right? We've got half note, or a half rest, excuse me, over here. We've got a whole rest happening over here, okay? If you look at it, we've got, there's your hat, and there is your whole, okay? So half rest, whole rest, and there you go. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to go ahead and leave them either on this page or message me, text me, email me, whatever, carrier pigeon me. None of us are going anywhere fast these days. So, there you go. Have fun with your music, guys. Really, really try to have fun with your music, but have fun with the music because of the work and not in spite of the work, okay? This is the way that all musicians are going to be able to talk to each other. Hats and holes. Just go with it. All right. Love you guys. Bye.